force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Needed 13, and with a good spot, they got 13 and a first down. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. The numbers for him from a week ago, and you figure that he'll probably be a big factor in this one as well.
No question about it, partner. We just saw right there they want to get him the ball in space and see what he can do after the catch.
They'll come up now on second and a yard. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. 2 yards, good enough for a first. The Dolphins at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. Winless to start the year at 0-2, and now they get the Thursday night game here in week 3. So I don't know, does the fact that they're back out so quickly, Charles, help or hurt their cause?
Oh, I say unequivocally help, because you always wanted the Thursday game earlier in the schedule rather than later, just because the grind of the season hasn't really set in yet. But also, if they can get a win here, they get a mini open week, recharge a little bit, and carry some fresh momentum into the rest of the season. Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on third down. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The Dolphins on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on third down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Making...
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
What's up, man?
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
And boy, again, they won't get this off in time.
Delay of game, offense.
Are you serious, dog?
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Let's go.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
Let's go now.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. The gain of 8 brings up 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And quickly they get to the line. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he is going to lose yardage here.
The tackle made back at the 44-yard line.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. So the 4th down conversion sets him up with this. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding. Offense.
Liam Eichenberg, 2nd-round pick in 2021 from Notre Dame, the guilty party. A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. You're going slow clap on me. Dolphins offense returning to the field, and they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be...
Let's go.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Tackle made back at the 22-yard line.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. This one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming.
Yeah.